In 1943, T.M. Sonneborn for the first time reported a new mechanism of inheritance. In his words, the present paper reports a previously unknown system of relations between a gene and a cytoplasmic substance, both of which are required for the development of an hereditary character. The mechanism was called the cytoplasmic inheritance, the inheritance of Kappa particles in Paramecium aurelia. In this video, we'll be discussing the cytoplasmic inheritance of Kappa particle, what are Kappa particles, and why is it called as cytoplasmic inheritance within 5 to 10 minutes. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing this channel. Let's move into the detail of this classical study. Point number 1, there are two paramecium strains. The first one is called the killer paramecium and the second one is called the sensitive paramecium. To become a killer, the paramecium should have two prerequisites. First one, a nuclear gene which is called as capital K gene, either in homozygous, that is capital K, or heterozygous condition, capital K small k. Along with that, there should be a cytoplasmic particle which is called as Kappa particle. These two things are essential for a paramecium to become killer. What is actually happening is this Kappa particle secretes a toxin which is called as paramecium, and this toxin, upon ingestion by the sensitive paramecium, this is toxic to the sensitive paramecium, causing its death upon ingestion. That's why this is called a sensitive paramecium. Whereas a sensitive paramecium has small k, what makes it sensitive, no dominant K gene. Even this paramecium has capital K or capital K small k, homozygous or heterozygous condition, this dominant gene. Without Kappa particle, it remains sensitive. And finally, with Kappa particle, if this sensitive paramecium has a recessive KK gene, then also it becomes sensitive. In short, to become a killer paramecium, two things are essential. First, a dominant K gene along with Kappa particles. Both are essential to become a killer paramecium. Now let us see the summary of the study carried out by Sonneborn. Let me zoom in. He found out that during a brief conjugation between killer paramecium and sensitive paramecium, killer paramecium capital K, whereas sensitive paramecium capital K small k, killer has Kappa particle also. During the conjugation, there is no cytoplasmic transfer. During brief conjugation, this K gene is transferred and the small k gene is transferred to this killer paramecium. Now the F1X conjugates are, the killer paramecium becomes capital K small k, that is heterozygous condition. The small k gene is transferred from the sensitive paramecium. Whereas sensitive paramecium becomes capital K small k in heterozygous condition, this capital K is transferred from killer paramecium. But it remains sensitive as there is no transfer of Kappa particles. So killer remained killer as it has dominant K gene along with Kappa particle, whereas sensitive remains sensitive as it has only the dominant gene but no Kappa particle. So there is no cytoplasmic exchange, only nuclear exchange takes place during this brief conjugation. Now let us see the second conjugation. In prolonged conjugation, he found out that this killer paramecium and sensitive paramecium, during prolonged conjugation, there is both cytoplasmic exchange and nuclear exchange. This capital K is transferred to the sensitive paramecium, and Kappa particle is also transferred by the formation of a cytoplasmic bridge during prolonged conjugation. As a result, the F1X conjugates are, the killer has small k and capital K, that is heterozygous condition, there is a dominant K gene along with Kappa particle, killer remained killer, whereas the sensitive paramecium is transformed into killer paramecium as it has the capital K gene that is transferred by the nuclear transfer, and also there is cytoplasmic transfer, there is cytoplasmic exchange. Therefore, Kappa particles are also transferred from this killer paramecium to the sensitive paramecium. That's why both becomes killer. So the trait is actually transferred via cytoplasm. That's why this is called as cytoplasmic transfer. Let me summarize. During brief conjugation between a killer paramecium and sensitive paramecium, both remains the same. The killer remains the killer and sensitive remains the sensitive as only nuclear exchange takes place. But during a prolonged conjugation between killer paramecium and sensitive paramecium, there is both nuclear exchange and cytoplasmic exchange. So, along with transfer of capital K gene, kappa particles are also transferred. So, the sensitive is transformed into killer. And that happened during the cytoplasmic exchange. Now let me make it more clear. So what is cytoplasmic inheritance? It's a type of genetic transmission where traits are inherited through the genes located in the cytoplasm rather than in the nucleus. So in killer paramecium, there is capital K gene that is residing in the nucleus, whereas kappa particles are essential. So kappa particles is located in the cytoplasm, and this particle, now we know that this is actually an endosymbiotic bacteria, Cydibacter tiniospiralis, living within the cytoplasm of paramecium. So this bacteria has genes that secretes toxin called paramecin that is toxic to sensitive paramecium. Then the host must have nuclear K gene. The K gene must be essential for making this paramecium killer. Kappa particle alone cannot make this paramecium killer, as this K gene is essential for the multiplication and survival of kappa particle. Now, why it is called as cytoplasmic inheritance? The reason is the physical location of the genetic factor that determines the killer trait, that is a kappa particle, is inside the cell cytoplasm, not inside the nucleus, and it does not follow Mendelian laws. So, cytoplasmic transfer along with nuclear transfer only transforms a sensitive paramecium to a killer paramecium. That means the physical location of the genetic factor that determines the killer trait is in the cell cytoplasm. That is a kappa particle. Now we know that these are genes inside this endosymbiotic bacteria that is located in the cytoplasm. So hope you are clear with the cytoplasmic inheritance or inheritance of kappa particles in Paramecium aurelia. Hope you are benefited from this video. Take care, stay blessed. Thanks for watching.